are live at Sapphire Now 2018 in Orlando. I'm Michael Krigsman. I'm an industry analyst and the host of CXOTalk. And right now we're speaking with Frank Friedman, who is the Global Chief Operating Officer of Deloitte. Frank, how are you?
I'm great. I'm glad to be here. Thank you for inviting me.
Well, thank you. So please tell us about Deloitte.
I'd like to think most people know about Deloitte. We are a global consulting, accounting, tax firm. We are growing. We think we are innovative. Our operating models continue to change based upon our customer needs. Our focus continues and will always be our clients, our customers. And I hope we are providing trust to the public markets. And I hope we are finding solutions that are impactful to our clients.
Frank, as the Chief Operating Officer of this very, very large organization, what are your key areas of focus right now?
Well, I think my job really is to merge strategy with execution. And so that strategy can be what we're doing in the businesses. It can be how we're starting to build out more and more products. Our models really become much different. You know, for a long time it was people thought you're just an accounting firm, you're just a tax firm. But consulting is really a significant piece of our business as well. And so our model is not only time and material now, but it's building a product, building of IP, selling a product, selling of IP, subscription-based income, working with the global economy in terms of contractors. And so my job is to start taking that, the strategy, and making certain it gets implemented.
I know that customer experience or client experience is very, very important to you, and maybe you can give us some insight into that.
Serving clients is what we do. That is our whole mission, is to serve clients, to have an impact that is important, and to be able to serve clients in an exemplary manner, to solve their issues, to have trust in the markets. So, but behind that takes a little infrastructure. So a big piece of my job these days is really to try to globalize the firm. You know, the Big Four is really a confederation of member firms. Each member firm kind of does, I mean, they are linked together, but they're independent as well. They have their own CEOs, they have their own boards, they have their own governance. And what my job is to kind of break down some of the barriers and the borders as it exists relative to the infrastructure and run our firm like a global firm, like we run our businesses. It's hard for us to tell a client, you should imagine, you should build, and you should run, and then we don't do it ourselves, so it's important that we become the model, but we have the experience. And so I'm really optimistic as to what we're going to accomplish as a global firm over the next few years.
Clearly there's an element here of driving efficiency, but it equally sounds like, and maybe even more important, it sounds like you're using this globalization effort as a way of driving innovation.
First, I agree with you. There is an efficiency play. If you do technology right, and if you do globalization right, not every geography has to implement and innovate and design and do the same things because it's already been done. And you should be able to roll it out on a much more scalable basis, much quicker. And that's important, but it is not as important as making certain that we serve our clients in a global manner. And in the end, our clients expect us to do that.
When you say serve your clients in a global manner, can you elaborate on what that means for you?
What it means is when they call Deloitte, they're calling Deloitte. They're not calling Deloitte US or Deloitte UK or Deloitte Australia. They're calling Deloitte. And they expect Deloitte to deliver on its promises, and Deloitte to deliver the solutions, and Deloitte to deliver the audit quality anywhere in the world at any time.
And breaking down silos, it sounds, is a core part of this as well.
It absolutely has to be. I mean, we need to be broad, not narrow. I mean, the services that Deloitte offers in audit, tax, and consulting are very broad services. Frankly, nobody can compete with the services we provide in a one-stop shop. But it has to go broad. It can't be limited by borders. And if it gets limited by borders, you can still serve, but you're sub-optimizing what the potential can be. And I think good companies, great companies, they see that where they are today, but frankly, they look at where they should be and can be and will be 5 years from now.
Frank, can you share with us, how do you drive transformation across such a very large organization?
That's a great question, and I think it's not simple. So people oftentimes get caught up in the minutia of change. So in technology, as an example, they would get caught up in customization, or how good can we integrate with other systems. But they need to do something different, I think. They need to start with, what's the end goal? Have the end in mind. They then need to think about their culture, and how can their culture support transformation? Does their culture today support transformation? If it does not, then how are you going to change the culture to do that? I think a lot of it is top-down driven. You have to have business leaders committed.
And being relentless at this seems to be a key element as well.
You do. Every time you go someplace, you better start singing about transformation and why and what you're doing and what you've accomplished and where you're going to go. And I think if you keep messaging and have the patience to get there, you'll get there.
Wonderful. Frank Friedman, COO of Deloitte, thank you so much.
My pleasure. Thank you very, very much.